Hey guys, good to see you all here. Just gonna get everything started up and streaming. I'm gonna double check and make sure we are streaming. Okay. All right, guys, looks like we are live in the Six Figure Spirit Facebook group. I am just gonna drop this link below. Join. All right. All right, guys, welcome to, let's see, we've got others coming in here. So guys, welcome to the regular weekly live here at Six Figure Spirits. So hopefully you guys are all having a good week. This is the group for hypnotists and holistic practitioners who are 100% ready to scale their businesses to 10K, 20K, or even 30K months, guys. I mean, the strategies we teach here will actually enable your business to scale to even as far as 100K months, okay? You don't need a fancy funnel. It doesn't have to be too complex. You don't need 18 different landing pages. This can really be a pretty simple funnel. So funnel, whether it's organic or paid advertising. So guys, this is how I like to open up every call is go ahead and just drop in the chat here as we get going. Who are you and what is your spiritual superpower? So this is how I like to open up these calls. What's your spiritual superpower? We've got we've kind of got the gamut here. So we've got EFT practitioners, psychics, mediums, QHHT practitioners, obviously a lot of hypnotists, me being a hypnotist myself. You guys ask me that a lot. You asked me if I'm a healer as well. Yes, I am a board certified hypnotist and now training in clairvoyance and a few other psychic abilities. So what do you guys do? What's your spiritual superpower? What's on your resume? That's what I would love to know. This is an opportunity for you to show off. I always beat you guys down with stop selling the modality, but here's your opportunity to show off your modality. So, and then we'll just get right into it. So guys, welcome. And for those of you who are new to the group, and if you're watching from the Facebook group, and you want to interact, come in through the Zoom link, because I can't see your comments if you're on the Facebook page, in the Facebook group, but if you come through the Zoom link, which I just put down below, click the Zoom link to come in through and I'll get you in. So good to see you here, Alexandria. Welcome to the community. Love it. So a holistic healer, clairvoyant, clairaudience. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, which can be chaos. But it's also a magic ability. I mean, it's awesome, and times it can just be, hell on earth sometimes. But that's kind of the option we have here. So we pay our dues. There's a cost to everything, but at the end of the day, we get to help people on a level that nobody else can. So even people's closest friends can't help people like we do. So yeah, if you're new to the group or even if you're not, let us know who's here. What do you do? What's your background? And how do you help your clients? So Alan is here. So you are a hypnotist, another fellow hypnotist. Love it. Alan, any specific niche? I know we talked, I think this week, but let us know, remind us, who do you help as well? And yeah, Alexandria says it's great when you tap into your client stuff. Yeah. I mean, on a level they can't even tap into. Right. So guys, yeah, welcome to the group. If you're brand new, again, this is a Six Figure Spirit. I'm Lydia here. I'm the founder here. And really my mission and purpose is to help make you guys rich. No, just kidding. Help make you guys make more money and really get back the investment that you've put in yourself and more. Okay. Because, probably like a lot of you, I began asking the question of, why am I charging like a therapist? Why am I charging like somebody who went to school and got a degree? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I've sacrificed to get to this level. How many of you guys feel like you have sacrificed to get the knowledge and the gifts that you have? And then how many of you guys feel that way? I'll just drop the word me below if you feel that way. That was my logic. And it made no sense to be charging for like a copay or even like a few $100. Just didn't make any sense. I mean, acupuncture therapists charge a few $100. Chiropractors charge a few $100. Like, we are like this is the last stop for a lot of our clients. So yeah, as you're coming in here, just drop what you do and drop your spiritual superpowers below as we get started here. And good to see you, Joseph, as well, as always. Always great to have your energy here. And Alan says you're debating on weight loss or supreme confidence. Yeah, always the thing to remember with confidence is confidence in what? Confidence is ability based. So if you don't identify what confidence in what, it's going to be too broad. So it sounds like, honestly, this sounds like one niche to me. Weight loss, confidence in what? Confidence in looking good in a swimsuit during the summer, right? What do they want to be more confident at? So I identify that. Okay. Well, let's get going here. Let's talk about this. So most of you guys are here, if not all of you, because you're done selling low ticket. You're done charging for your time. You're done charging per session. How many of you feel that way right now? Just drop the word high ticket below if this is pretty much why you're here. Like maybe you're burnt out, or maybe you just don't want to go down that route at all. You're brand new. You're like, I don't want to see myself make the same mistake and get tired and just build another job. Like you don't want another job, basically. And so basically I've done the work for you. I've made the mistakes for you so you don't have to do the same. So Alexandria says high ticket. Joseph says high ticket. Yep. Yeah. If you just got certified and you found this, oh man, I'm a little jealous. Like I wish I had me. I wish I had my own coaching, 6 years ago. That would have been amazing. But I guess high ticket is kind of a little bit of a new thing. But basically what I've done is bridge the gap of how to transition healers into high ticket, because there's a lot of support and communities out there for coaches. And this is probably what you guys have ran into, is that there's a lot of coaches, right? Coaching for coaches, but where's all the high ticket coaching for healers and hypnotists? How do we apply those same principles to us, right? And then a lot of us end up stuck because we don't know how to niche. We don't know how to apply the high ticket. We don't know how to build a program or package our services because of what we're taught, which is your niche is like the pain point. Your niche is weight loss. Your niche is sleeping issues. Your niche is that. And well, while that can be a niche, it's still very broad, right? So we want to make sure we're drawing in people, not just with the pain point, but who have the urgency to fix it, who have the financial backing to fix it, who are motivated, who are going to commit and stay committed, right? How many of you have ever brought in a client who sounded committed and only to not commit? Like halfway through your program or sessions, they just stop coming, or they started rescheduling, they get comfortable and they don't see it all the way through. So this was something I was running into while I was charging low ticket. If you're experiencing inconsistency with your income or client retention right now, this is probably showing up in your business right now if you're charging lower ticket, not high ticket. So how many of you want more consistency with your business? You want more client retention, so you don't need to go find another client next month. You don't need to replace that client next week, right? That's where these single sessions, I don't know who's teaching these single sessions. It never made logical sense to me. That's just me. You don't have to agree with me. But to me, single sessions, I don't see how it's possible to heal someone a whole lifetime of problems in a single session. So that's just my logic. Feel free to take it or leave it. What I'm here to teach you all is how to serve on a higher level so that your clients don't go to someone else for the next problem, because that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to go to someone else for the next problem. Okay. Alexandra says you showed up on my Facebook feed as I was finishing my certification. That's very interesting. It's interesting. Like I honestly put my stuff out there. I had no idea who I was going to attract, but it seems to be the client journey is people either graduate from Marissa Peer. Some of you guys are coming from HMI, so the Hypnosis Motivation Institute. Some of you are coming from a few other smaller practitioners. Some of you have come from Carla, like Alexandra was talking about. So Carla, as those of you guys saw last week, if you were in the community last week, she came to me. She was doing about $15,000 a month in her business, but she was killing herself. She was seeing 5 clients a day, 20, 30 clients, 20, 15, 20 clients a week, which is where I was before I almost tipped over and quit, because you guys know this works a lot of energy to be present with somebody, to talk to their subconscious, to see things, to put out energy, to heal. It is so draining. And so if you're charging for your time, you got to show up to make every dollar. And it's so draining. I mean, I almost walked away. How many of you feel that way right now? Do any of you feel this way right now? You're like, how the heck did I get here? Like, you wanted this business so bad, but now that you built it, you're looking at like, what have I done? It's just another job. And it's awful when you get to that place, because you would have killed to be where you are now years ago. But now you're like, how do I get back my time? Like, I have to work for every dollar that comes in the door. And then you're still not making enough. You're still not making enough, right? Alexander says it's exhausting for healers. Exactly. Yeah, we're naturally drained all day long, but to intentionally now drain ourselves for people for 90 minutes, for 2 hours, for 3-hour sessions, yeah, it's gonna kill us, like, emotionally, energetically, to charge for our time. So right now, if you're experiencing inconsistency with your client retention or income, you're probably charging lower ticket. If you're charging lower ticket, and a lot of you guys have asked me what's low ticket. Lower ticket for me, I would say would be like a 1K, 2K, 3K. I would say less than 5K would be lower ticket. Believe it or not, 5K is still lower ticket, believe it or not. But I know for a lot of us, it's like, holy crap, if I could do that, that's amazing. So believe it or not, 5K is actually the opening market. Where I start most of my clients is 5K. And it's not because of your product or the bells and whistles, or the fact that you have a course or don't have a course. Has nothing to do with that. It really comes down to your consultation and your conversation at the end of the day. So going back to Carla here, all we did was change Carla's consultation calls. That's it. That's all we changed. We changed her price point, and we changed her pitch, and boom, we doubled her revenue, just like that. So you don't even need necessarily a whole marketing machine yet, a lot of you. You just need to know how to work differently with your current leads, okay? So if you feel like you don't have the commitment, how many of you want more commitment from your clients? Like, you don't feel they're as committed as you would like them to be. Like, if they were more committed, they would get more results. Maybe you're not seeing the commitment that you would have if you were working with yourself or you were inside of your own program, right? How many of you feel like you want more commitment from your clients right now? Just drop the word drop the word commit below if you want more commitment from your clients. And yeah, questions too are welcome here. This is an opportunity for you guys to ask questions. Alexander's asking, how many sessions will our client get at that price point? You want to get away from this thinking of selling sessions. So how many sessions is irrelevant. So I'm going to answer this question by not answering it, and it's probably going to frustrate you because there's no number to answer this. Now, are there numbers of sessions involved at the end of the day? Yeah, there's going to be a number of sessions involved at the end of the day. However, when you are delivering and dropping your price, it shouldn't matter at that moment, if that makes sense. So they should already be in and ready to go. And by the time you get to the conversation of number of sessions, it's, well, okay, so here's what it's going to look like when we work together. First thing we're going to do is this. We're going to meet every other week, but that should be after they're ready to go. Okay, that's going to allow you to free yourself up from selling your time and really put the value where it needs to be, which is on the work they're going to do. I mean, on the work you're going to do, but also the work they're going to do. So some of you have come to me and I felt the same way. Let me know if you feel this way, like you feel like you're 100% responsible for the success of your clients. How many of you feel that way right now? Like it's all on you to do all, like to deliver results, for them to be successful. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Like if they don't get results, you're like, oh shit, like what do I need to change? Like you're taking too much responsibility away from your clients. This was something I struggled with. Doesn't happen anymore, but if you're feeling this way, you're probably selling lower ticket, okay? And also what ends up happening is your clients don't really commit, okay? Because all of the pressure's on you to deliver, not on for them to do the work. I'm just going to scroll up here. So Alexandria says commit, and Joseph says commitment. Alexandria says, I tell people that it's a team effort. Yeah, this needs to be communicated. If you're not doing this already, 110%, this needs to be communicated, or it will be all on you. And you don't want to set yourself up like that. Because a lot of people come in and they think that it's like some sort of magical wand, right? They think it's like, oh, just wave your hands over my body with Reiki, right? Or just, but at the end of the day, we facilitate the healings. They got to make the changes in their lives at the end of the day. So, yep. Yeah, do that if you're not already. Kevin says, I like to think that I am taking responsibility of whether or not they're taking responsibility. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, absolutely. And usually it's just a matter of just communicating that usually. And if they walk away because of that, probably dodged a bullet, So, all right. So the next thing here is, if you feel like right now, you feel kind of like a slave in your business, or you feel like a slave to the clock, you feel like a slave to your time, you feel like a slave to your clients, you might feel this way. So if you feel that way, drop the word slave below. If you feel kind of like you're a slave to your clients, the time, and there's no way to really scale. Like the only way to scale is to work longer or add more clients, or even start working weekends and holidays. That's what ended up happening with me, was like, I just needed to have more clients. A blind spot for a lot of hypnotists and healers is you guys think the only way to scale is just by adding in more clients, And the reason for that is because you feel like your price point is capped, like you can't charge anymore because you worry people won't pay more. So the only thing to do is scale your time versus, your price point. Okay. If you don't have if you don't have predictability in your business right now, you're probably charging lower ticket. So how many of you would want to have more predictability in your business? That's probably one of the biggest pain points. When you guys come to me, that's the number one biggest thing missing, is like, how do I know I'm going to do this every month, right? And not only that, how am I going to do more? How am I going to continue to scale on top of what I've already made every single month? How many of you would like to have more predictability in your business? Drop the word predictable below. If you want to have consistency and predictability, and knowing in 6 months, you're still going to be okay. Like you're still going to have your business around in 6 months, right? If you don't have predictability, you might be clinging to another job right now. This is what ends up happening. And I don't blame you, right? I didn't leave my job until I knew I was going to make it happen. And in fact, I actually got fired. So I was kind of forced to make it happen. But hopefully it doesn't have to happen for you that way. So Kevin says consistency and predictability. Yeah. Yep. It's going to be hard to leave a job if you don't have that. And honestly, to be honest, I wouldn't leave until you have that. If you have that control right now, I know some of us get let go, including myself. And it just means, hey, now it's time. Maybe your time has come, and you're still clinging to something, but the universe has said you're ready. Hopefully that doesn't have to be you, but sometimes that's usually the best way to do it, is to let the universe kind of cut you off. But if you don't have predictability right now, I wouldn't leave. Okay, I wouldn't leave until you know you're going to be okay. Here's the best way. Here's what everyone told me, is if you know you can be okay for 6 months, then you can leave. Then it's pretty much time to go. If you don't have at least 6 months in savings, then I would hang on to them as like your corporate investors. Think of your 9-to-5ers as your corporate investors. That's kind of a way to put a positive spin on it. They're kind of funding your dreams in a way. So yeah, I wouldn't move until you're able to have that consistency. Okay. And doing high ticket is going to allow you to bring in that consistency and client retention. Okay. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. All right. How many of you feel like you always need new clients? This is what was happening with me. This was, did not see this coming. You feel like you always need new clients. Like every single month you need new clients. because maybe you're selling like packages of 3 sessions or 2 sessions or 1 session or 5 sessions. So you really need someone much quicker to replace that other client, right? Again, it's kind of that revolving door. How many of you feel like you have a revolving door right now? Right? Okay. Here's a big one. How many of you feel like your clients are not taking the work as seriously as you want them to, or you feel like they really need to get the most out of your time together? If this is coming up for you, you're probably selling low ticket right now. You're probably selling maybe less than 1,000, around 2,000. Believe it or not, even 2,000 is a drop in the bucket for a lot of people. So how many of you would like to have more? You want to see more commitment and more responsibility, and you want to see your clients take the work as seriously as you do. Just drop the word serious below. If you want to see your clients kind of see the value in the work, rather than, them sitting back. When I was charging around 2K, clients would still come in and not do homework. They wouldn't be doing anything at home. They would show up, they would come sit down, they would complain. Oftentimes the same things at every session, nothing's changed. Believe it or not, they're not as invested as they needed to be. Not as invested as they needed to be. So can you see how actually increasing your price point is actually doing them a favor? You're actually doing them a favor by asking them to invest more. Okay. All right. So because of this, because they're not taking the work as seriously as you want to be, they're not really getting the results. So how many of you are working with clients right now who are maybe showing up, but again, they're not taking the work as seriously, so they're not really getting the results. And sometimes what ends up happening is we start to question ourselves. We start to question, like, am I not doing enough? Am I doing the right technique? You start going down this hole of self-doubt because your clients are not really getting the results that they could. Maybe you have that one all-star. I would get like this one all-star who would, like, for $2,000 would take this and treat it like it was like a $10,000 program. But most of them would just kind of show up and expect things to change by just you waving a magic wand or your hands, over their face or over their body or however you do it. Okay. All right. And again, if you guys are watching from the Facebook group, I post the link below to the Zoom live. So come in through the Zoom if you want to ask questions. And guys, feel free to drop your questions here as we go through here. So if questions are coming up for you as we're talking here, go ahead and just drop them below. Okay, so your clients aren't getting the results that they're really truly capable of because they're not as committed. Here's an obvious one. If you're stuck right now below the 10K per month mark, how many of you here are stuck below the 10K per month mark right now? Drop the word 10K below. If you're kind of stuck below the 10K mark, you're trying to figure out how to get over that and also how to make that consistent. So drop the word 10K below if you guys are like kind of stuck below the 10K mark. This is what ends up happening if you're charging lower ticket, is it becomes very hard to get over 10K because, again, you're strapped for time, you're strapped per sessions, and it's like you only have so much time in a week to see clients. So Alexandra says 10K, Kevin says 10K. Suhani, good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Suhani says 10K. Alan says 10K. Yep. And if you guys are rolling in, as you get started here, as you're rolling in, just drop what you are. What is your spiritual superpower if you're brand new to this group? And yeah, we're kind of a bit halfway through here, but feel free to join us, even if you're a little bit late here to the game. So yeah, if you're stuck below the 10K mark, you're probably charging low ticket at this point, okay? And then finally, the last way this is going to be showing up in your business if you're charging low ticket is the income in your business is kind of like a roller coaster. And I'm laughing because I dealt with this too. So how many of you feel like your income right now is a bit of a roller coaster? So maybe you have like a 5K month, 1 month, then it's like a 2K, and there's like an 8K, and then a 0, and a 3, and it's all over the place right now. So Angela's just starting. Welcome, Angela. I know Angel. Sorry, I've seen the name Angela 4 times this week. It's so funny. It's like I just suddenly called in a bunch of Angelas. So now I'm just seeing Angela, but Angel, welcome. I think you're new. No, I think you're a bit new, or maybe not. You are Angela. Okay, so I'm not going too crazy. All right. Yeah, so if any of these things I talk about, any of these bullets resonated with you, you're probably still charging the lower ticket and you're wanting to transition to high ticket. Okay. So guys, this is much easier than it really sounds, or maybe you think it is. So I'm going to walk you guys through the three things that I had to change and pivot in order to start selling high ticket. Okay. So I'm just reading back. And guys, again, drop your questions below if you have any as I'm going through these points here. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to need to shift, if you want to just eliminate these, you're done, right? You want to get away from low ticket, start selling high ticket. Again, high ticket for me in my world is going to be 5K and above. Okay. Do you have to charge that? No. However, the strategies and tools that I teach here will allow you to name your price. It will allow you to sell 5K and above. Okay. So first thing here you need to do, and while it sounds obvious, you can't transition to high ticket unless you do this first. Okay. First thing you need to do here is you need to decide and realize that the work you do is worth more. You actually need to make a decision. How many of you feel like you haven't really made the decision yet? You still need to kind of make the decision. I'm assuming if you're here, you probably have made the decision. You're just asking how to do it. Have you made the decision below? Drop yes or no below. Have you guys already decided that this is worth more? Like, that's it, done. You're putting, these $500 packages behind you. You're putting $1,000 packages behind you. And some of you who are starting out, that may sound great, right? Maybe $1,000 or $2,000 package is great, and that's great. High ticket's going to be kind of subjective for everybody. But again, what I teach here is how to leap right into 5K if you do want to. Okay, good. So you guys have already decided. Perfect. So the first thing you need to do is have that decision made. Okay. And what really helps me, and this is something I use every time I increase my price point, here's a little tip for you guys, is write it down. If you can't write it down, then you have not made the decision. So I'll tell you guys, here's what I do. Every time I increase my price point, I don't have one around me, or here we go. I grab a little sticky pad, a little sticky notebook, and I write down my new price point on a piece of paper, and I put it on my computer so it's ready to go for my next call. So if I need to, I can read from it. If I feel afraid, I feel like I'm going to stumble, then I'll just read what's right in front of me. Okay. So this works really well. So if you're ready to increase your price, you just have a fear you're going to hesitate or stumble, write down your new price. Also write down your pricing options. So if you have a 3-pay payment plan, write down your payment plans as well as your pay in full. You should have a couple, 2 or 3 different ways people can pay you. Write it down. So it's a commitment to yourself. Okay. And you're ready. You can read it. You've made the decision on that number. So have that down on your computer. Cool. So it looks like you've all decided. Is there anyone here who's on the fence right now? Anyone here who's on the fence? Angel says she's new. Got it. Well, welcome. Sounds like you're in the right place. If you're, a hypnotist, healer, again, we've got EFT practitioners, we've got psychic mediums here. Then we got meditation coaches, again, clairvoyants, remote viewers. I mean, I don't know who we don't have here in this group, and it's awesome because I can say things like I'm talking to spirits and you guys don't look at me like I'm crazy. So I feel right at home. So hopefully you guys do I feel the same way. Angel's asking, can we begin at a higher ticket? You can start wherever you want, Angel. You can start wherever you want. The key is, can you be congruent? In fact, here, I'll give you guys another little tip here. I recently read this book and highly recommend it if you haven't read it already. It's called 100K Offers by Alex Hormozy. And he said, drop the highest price you can say without breaking a smile. Drop the highest price you can say without breaking a smile. If you can't maintain congruency, don't do it. Okay. Nifty little tip there. Okay. Believe it or not, you're going to have to practice dropping your price. You're going to have to practice saying it. Okay. You should be practicing. And in fact, you're going to be kind of like an actor for a while. You're going to be kind of like an actor until you become congruent. You're going to be kind of an actor right now. And that's okay. Right? The whole point of this imposter syndrome is to close it. Okay. So you can start anywhere. You can start it. I have a client now. She was selling individual like medium readings, like, I don't know, $50, $25, $35. She just sold a $6,300 package last week. She just jumped right there. So part of it was she made the decision. She's like, screw it. That's it. I'm done. You know, she made a decision, like, whatever, let's just roll the dice and see what happens. She was willing to take the risk. Okay. So Kevin says it's been decided to. Perfect. Well, then you're in the right place. So Alexander says remote viewing would be an amazing gift. Yeah, guys, if you need any resources, let me know. And I have a remote viewer right now. I'm working with him. He just booked his first $5,200 client. So he's a remote viewer, a consciousness expert, and his niche is working with entrepreneurs and helping them expand their consciousness. He just booked his first $5,000 client. So you can start where you want, go where your heart tells you. The key is, can you drop the price? And are you willing to say it? Are you willing to drop it? Or are you going to hesitate or smile or break your state? So you guys you got to think about that first. So, and write it down. In fact, guys, let's do it right now. Let's do something fun here. What's your next price point that you're going to write down? Drop it in the chat. We're gonna do some accountability here. What do you guys want to charge next? So if you're done with that price point, what's your new one? Alan's is 400. Yeah, about 4,000. Yep. Yep. We've had clients start right there out the gate. Yep. I don't know if you saw Joshua's interview is pinned in the group. It's pinned in the Facebook group. If you guys scroll to the top, he was selling $500 a session. Now he's selling $5,000 programs. So yep, you can start there. Alexander says 5,500. Yep, pretty good place to start. If you don't have any social proof or a lot of testimonials, it's a good place to start. Look at that. Alexandria and Suhani and Kevin are all the same. Did you guys see that? Oh, no, wait, a little bit. Suhani and Kevin are the same. And then Alexandra's a little bit different. I missed the 5. Look at that. Oh my gosh, almost all the same. Let's see here. Angel says, I don't know what other people charge. Who cares? Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Go in here and ask yourself, what do my clients need to invest to commit and stay committed? That's going to be the right answer. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to everyone else, because you don't want to race to the cheapest or race to the bottom. Okay. So think about that number, meditate on it. Oftentimes it's sitting there. You just need to let it come up. Put the fear aside for a minute. What's that number? 10-ish. Why not? Yep. The strategies we actually teach here will actually help you sell 10K programs too. I sold 10K plus programs with the same strategy. So yeah, sky's the limit. You know, if you feel congruent, if you deep down believe it's worth that much, it will translate. Okay. All right. Let's go to point number 2 here. Great. So now we're all committed here. So you guys, for your new price point, write it down, put it next to your computer. I want to see some quick wins here. All right. All right. Second thing here is eliminate the single sessions and small packages. Get rid of them. Decide now those are gone, that you're not doing those anymore, that it doesn't make sense to do them anymore. It doesn't make sense for 3 sessions. It doesn't make sense for 1 session. 2 sessions doesn't make sense. And oftentimes, if you have a hard time answering this question of, well, how can I provide more value? What's the higher result that your clients want? Oftentimes clients come to us because they just want immediate relief. They just want to be able to sleep tonight. They just want to eliminate the panic attacks right now, right? They just want to lose, 10 pounds. Well, what's the bigger picture? What's the bigger picture? If you know the bigger picture, now you can serve them over 12 weeks, right? 6 months. I used to sell 6-month hypnosis programs. Mine were 6 months because I knew how to translate that, right? I could see the value in working with someone with weight loss for 6 months or with their relationships, toxic relationships for 6 months. Angel's asking, but if you're moving towards your goal in 6 months is what I'm thinking. It kind of depends on your niche too. Like if you're working with business owners, they're not going to wait 6 months for results. Like they like a lot of these people's livelihoods are on the line. So usually like an accelerator is good for that niche. But if you're in the relationship niche, you're in weight loss, you can kind of get away with more commitment over a longer period of time right away. So 6 months could work. You could test it out. If you're getting a lot of like objections to that, then just maybe cut it in half and see if getting people there quicker and pitching that might actually help. So Angel, who's your niche? Let me know in the chat. Who's your niche? Who do you help? Who would this 10K program be for? And guys, if you have questions as we go through here, drop them below. And again, if you're in the Facebook group, click the link to the Zoom chat to come in through the Zoom link because I can't see your comments or questions in the Facebook group, at least until after right here. Okay. So decide right now, no more single sessions, small packages, they're gone. Okay. That's point number 2 here. Okay. So you're going to commit to your new offer. Now, how many sessions? How long is it? There's no right or wrong answer here. The question is, how much time do your clients need with you to really build some traction, to really get some traction with their pain points and their goals? Okay. Questions on that, guys? Any questions on that? No questions on that? All right. Oh, you don't know who your niche is right now? Yeah, this is the most important part too. Guys, if you're putting out content and not getting bites, not getting bookings, maybe you're getting engagement, but not bookings, 100% of the time it's your messaging. Your messaging is too broad. If your messaging is too broad, you typically get engagement, but no bookings. Okay. This is 100% the reason why people don't come forward. In fact, I don't know how many times all we done is clear up somebody's messaging and boom, a client. Like it's unreal. I mean, how often this happens. As soon as you clear up your messaging, your audience can see who you're talking to and whether you're talking to them or not. Because what's happening is your audience is mirroring your confusion. Your audience is mirroring your confusion. So if you're confused or broad, they're going to be like, well, this is not really relatable to me. Okay. So even though it's very frustrating and it's a headache to try and figure this out, it is going to determine how much money you make. And the more specific you can be, the more money you will make. The more specific you will be, the more money you will make. Okay. All right. So Alexandria says toxic relationships, weight loss, confidence, woman wellness. Yeah, to be honest, I see this as all as one client, to be honest, Alexandria. So this is something that we can talk about. I think we're talking later next week. I see this all as one client. So we can actually start to take all of your tools and all of your learnings and put it into one offer, one program, one offer, one client, and really just organize this. So I'm just looking at this from my marketing brain, how we can make this easier. Because if you're like an expert here in relationships, you're an expert here in weight loss, now you're an expert in wellness and then healthy birth, it's like you're seen as a generalist. So, and who makes more, a general physician or a neurosurgeon, or a general physician or an, a foot doctor or a spinal specialist? Who makes more? drop that below, guys. Who makes more, the spinal stuff? You know, when I hurt my back, the price point didn't matter. I spent almost 10 grand with a out of network physical therapy. It didn't matter. I spent 10 grand to get help with my back, and I got what I came for, but it was not cheap. And I did not go to a regular fit. No. So can you guys see how important it is to specialize versus be all over the place? However, there is a way to organize all this. There is a way to organize all of this so you're able to use all of your tools. Okay. So Angel says specialist. Yep. Surgeon. Yeah. How many of you guys have, like, I think we've all been there where it's been at the point where it's like, I don't care how much it is, just go. Just tell me how much it is, I'll write you a check. You know, this just happened to me now. I just brought on a fitness coach because I'm banging my head against the wall trying to lose these last 10 pounds. And I'm like, whatever, I don't care anymore. I don't care. Just tell me how much it is. Let's go. And that's when you know they're ready to go. And the price doesn't matter. However, your price point is still going to be important to keep the commitment. So keeping the commitment is also important. So Alan says 10 pounds, that easy. If you've had 10 years in bodybuilding competitions, it's not as emotionally, it becomes harder and harder because there's more and more resistance to sticking to a diet. So I have a background in competitive bodybuilding, which is layered on so much more resistance to following another plan, another program. But here we are now. Now I'm getting help, hired a coach. There's no alternative, right? Yeah, Alan, thanks. Yeah, it's resistance, man. That resistance build, I'm telling you, it's and what also happens is our pain threshold grows. Have you guys heard of systematic desensitization? Our pain tolerance grows, so we get comfortable with where the pain is. And then next thing you know, it's been 5 years, 10 years, and you're married to a very abusive person, or you've gained 50 pounds, or you haven't slept properly in 2 years, right? Oh, here's my kitty cat, guys. This is Barbell. Speaking of bodybuilding, this is my little Barbs. Look up here. Barbs, like a dog. Here, Slay, look. She's gonna try and get on my lap here shortly. So that's my little. I'm also a cat whisperer as well. So that's another shout out to the fellow cat whisperers, Joseph. I'm just gonna scroll up here. Joseph's blank check writers are awesome. Those are high ticket buyers, blank check writers. Alexandria for a man, that's easy. Females hold on to fat. Yeah, I don't want to make up stories, but that was a thought that I had. But I don't want to make up stories, you know. Angel says you're ahead of the curve because you see it. Yeah, that's the problem. I can see all my sabotage, but I can't fix it. Oh man, it's hard to have all domains of life in order. You know, it's just one thing's got to give all the time. All right, guys, let's go. Fellow cat whisperers. Yes, I tend to draw a lot of cat people. Love it. Yep. So here she comes. She's going to try and get on my lap. So say hi to Barb, everyone. Hi to Barb. She's not a fan of the camera. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys forever. So last point here, guys. In order to transition to high ticket, you have to learn how to have a value-based sales and strategy call. So in order to transition to high ticket, once you've made the decision, once you figured out your price point and you've made that decision, now you need to have a value-based strategy call versus a time-based or session-based strategy call. Okay, and here she's back. But that's going to be the third thing that you need to do. Okay. And for those of you, I just remembered I have a training, actually a free training on how to take your current clientele and upgrade them to a high ticket program or any high ticket offer. Would you guys like that? For any of you who don't have it yet, drop the word training below if you want me to send this your way. So it's a free training, free video training. It's about 20 minutes or so. And actually it's for, just gonna mute. so we don't get feedback here. So it's for healers and hypnotists who currently are selling low ticket, but want to transition to high ticket. And you just don't know how to have the conversation. So if you want that, just drop the word training below and I'll make a mental note here. So Alexandria, I'll get that over to you. Alan, I'll get that over to you. Angel and Joseph. Yeah, so I'll send that over your way. All you have to do, if you already have an account, I'll just add it to your account. If you need to create a login, I'll send you the link for that. So I will make a note of this. Export this. Anyone else want the training here? And if you're watching the replay, you can also drop the word training below the replay, and I'll send it over as well. So this is kind of a conversation I systematized. I kind of just made it up as I went, and then I looked back to see and systematize the conversation and what I did to actually inspire my clients, not push them, not pressure them, but actually inspire them to step up and motivate. And I'm sorry, step up and commit to a higher price point. So that conversation is going to be a little bit different. If you don't have clients right now, it may not be relevant, but it'll still be a good training for you for when that time does come. Okay, so I'll send it over to you guys. I'm going to export this here real quick. All right, cool. Well, guys, that's what I have here today. Was this helpful for you guys? Was this valuable? Drop the word value if there was some value here for you guys. And yeah, so commit to that new price point, put it on your computer. You'll be surprised once you commit how much, how your clients are willing to step up to meet you there. Okay. And if you need help with that conversation, let me know. And I'll send you over the link to the training on how to upgrade or upsell your current low ticket clients into your higher ticket offer. And this can work with any niche, by the way. Niche is irrelevant. So if you do want this conversation, let me know and I'll send it over, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday. So guys, great to see you here. Welcome to the group if you're new, and feel free to introduce yourself to the group as well. So cool. Guys, go have an amazing rest of your Wednesday evening, and I'll see you guys inside the group. Bye-bye now.